All right, people, welcome back to Respect My Gamer podcast. We're here for another great episode. Rolling in, I'm your co-host, Canis007, also known as Okamijin in these PlayStation streets. You got my other co-host, Comedic7, also known as Graph the God. What's up?
What's cracking, people?
Elements MC had to step out for this episode, taking care of a little business. Got to take care of their life stuff too, man. We be out here.
Right.
So he's at an undisclosed location like I was last time.
Y'all heard of life be life, and y'all heard it before.
Life be life, indeed. On the real. So man, how you been, man? How your week been?
Hey, pretty good. Got some new episodes coming out soon, so that's always good.
Oh yeah, make sure you let the people know in case we got some new followers here. He does a very interesting simulated wrestling universe.
Yeah.
In my opinion, is better than watching wrestling on TV.
I try to bring it back to when people watch wrestling. I try to bring back the '90s feels.
Man, it definitely does give you like the old school WWF, WCW vibe. Back when I still liked wrestling.
That's what I'm saying.
Back when I still enjoyed it. Good old Stone Cold, original, unracist Hulk Hogan days. Before we knew that he liked to say the N-word every day.
Right. But I try to do some of the stuff comically in there. Like if y'all watch the old school stuff like I did and stuff, like I got characters that are sort of like this one guy, but not really. Like back in WCW, they tried to give you Sub-Zero. They called him Glacier.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I got a character there called Blaze.
Got you.
It's like he don't have the cryonic kick. I gave him the pyronic kick. Like
little play on words. I get it.
Just stuff like that. Just you gotta have fun with some of the stuff, man.
Yeah, man. Just in case some of the people viewing it to notice, we are still filming remotely. We're still not back in the studio. With that situation should be changing very soon. But for now, we out here in these remote streets,
right,
taking care of this digital work. But man, look, I definitely need to get back. First off, I need to find some time in my schedule to game regularly.
Man, I wish I could do it regularly.
It's been so random right now. It's like here I am, respect my game, out here in these streets, putting this work in, and I need to get back to being able to, put these virtual hands on people, just in case people forgot what I do.
You just feel like since we have Respekt My Gamer, we should be able to game more.
Yeah, but
life be lifing.
Life be lifing, bro. Like the only thing I really get a chance to play is the occasional mobile game, like the new Marvel Revelations joint I told y'all about on another episode. I get a chance to tap in with that, and I'm really feeling like I'm gonna start streaming that on Facebook Gaming. Because you can stream it directly from your mobile device. I feel like I'm gonna start doing that.
Okay, all right.
That way I can, the little time that I get a chance to hop on 30 minutes here and there, I can do that. And it's a lot quicker than, tapping in on Twitch and hopping in the games. Get right to the work.
I get filming these matches and putting these episodes together.
Yeah.
And sometimes Borderlands. Sometimes.
See, I ain't even had a sometimes Borderland. I ain't had a sometime nothing in the last couple of weeks, other than the occasional challenge in the Mortal Kombat. Back putting hands out here,
man.
Because we all know them hands rated everyone. Everyone, bruh. Anybody can get it. We don't discriminate over here in these virtual combat arenas.
Like y'all saw the episode, was it 2 episodes ago?
Yeah, and we ain't forgot. Element still say he wants to smoke, so we gonna make that happen.
Hey, right. He said he wanted it on video. We go capture every moment for y'all.
every piece.
We doing this for you.
And partially for us too, because it's gonna be funny. Because we don't do anything regular. It's gonna be hilarious.
But yeah, let's jump into it. What we got going today? What has been the news?
But man, we always got to kick it off with the weekly roundup, and this one I know for sure. It's a game that me and Commando did our hearts because we played it so much, arcade and at home. We got Marvel vs. Capcom 2 reportedly in talks for a remastered release.
Let's go ahead and let that happen.
This man wringing his hands, evil, evil like.
Just go ahead and let that happen.
Gee, that's still one of my favorite games, especially after X-Men: Children of Adam. That was when I played in the arcade a lot. So when they kept a lot of that look, when they brought some of those characters over, and the fact that all the man, look, I didn't even know how many people had even heard of the Captain Commando video game.
Man.
So the fact that he was in the game, I was like, wait, what?
More people know about this?
Right. I for sure thought that was like one of them indie joints I found by accident.
Man.
I used to rent it from Family Video. It used to be up the street on 55th.
Funny enough, that game was actually connected to something. I forgot. Captain Commando is in the future for Final Fight.
Oh, see, that
same place.
That makes sense. Between Captain Commando and I forgot what the mummy character was. That was one
from
of my
Darkstalkers.
Ones. That's who that was. Okay.
I forgot his name, Anakin or something like that.
Man,
that little mummy dude.
Yeah, that was literally one of my favorite games to play. And then he showed up in there, and he had Strider in there, which I used to play that at the arcade all the time. Man. Matter of fact, that was one of the games I used to play all the time at Home Run In. In they little arcade section.
Man, they had Strider up there?
Yeah. See, that's the only reason I knew. That was the first time I played it, was there. So I hadn't even heard of that game. I was like, oh, this look kind of cool.
They had that on 18th Street. Like I was over that way, like playing Strider. Man. They had that in Street Fighter.
Yep. But yeah, that's. I hope they actually just remaster it though. Don't start trying to add a bunch of extra features and don't
mess with the timing of the moves. None of that dumb stuff.
Don't change the characters. If anything, maybe I'll be okay with you adding. Just don't take any away.
Right. Like for real, don't mess with it.
So you gotta touch everything. Stop touching shit.
Just remaster it, bring it up to today's graphics, graphical standard or whatever. Stop right there. Maybe you could remaster the music. I wasn't mad with what OC Remix did for the Street Fighter HD remix games.
Yep.
I wasn't mad at their team right there. Get them again. Y'all can remaster that. I want to take you for a ride. So like go ahead, y'all can do that, and that's it. Leave it alone.
And then stop.
Right.
And stop. Get right here to this point. See, this is the line. You stop right here. Don't go over there.
I feel like if you go over there, you need Terry Tate with a boxing glove. Just wait. The moment you cross, get back.
Hey, I'm gonna be real with you. I wouldn't mind. That's another good mashup we can do. We can do the SNK versus DC. I wouldn't mind something like that. Only because I want to get Terry Bogard and burn knuckle me a DC cat Superman. Matter of fact, let me say it. I'm coming for the Kryptonian first. Hyperdunk.
Just out of pure hilarity, I need to pick Geese and go ahead and while Superman charging at somebody, just go ahead and toss him real quick.
Thank you. Just I know.
I just need him to know, like, I have the power of flight. Why am I not in control?
And see, we have a good chance of them not messing this up, also because first off, we have to remember that it's the Disney game developer that's doing it. So because they own the Marvel rights,
Right.
so they're the ones thinking about re-releasing, and I really hope so because it's actually following. It was following a YouTuber's campaign to get them to bring it back.
Okay.
So it seems like they kind of pay attention, listen to the fans a little bit.
So hopefully it's done right. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
hopefully. So
Right.
if y'all pay attention, follow the hashtag free M- free MVC2, and you be able to find more information about this hopeful up and coming re-release.
I'm definitely hoping for it. I don't think people know how I got down on some of the older classic fighters. I don't really deal with some of the newer stuff.
Told you, as far as I go with the newest stuff is Mortal Kombat 11. That's and I enjoy that game thoroughly. Mortal Kombat 11.
I can't even say I really played those. I dabble with. Ironically, I don't even use Sub Zero no more. It's smoke.
See, Sub Zero has become my secondary. That used to be my favorite character, but it's all about Scorpion for me right now. It's all about Scorpion. Sub Zero is my second choice now.
See, I don't really be having time to play them like that, so it's just been down to just smoke.
And see, I even like it too if they had the variants of the characters, so their move sets are slightly different when you pick a
Yeah.
different uniform variant. So when it comes to Scorpion, I all day long, you can get this work. But yeah, I definitely would be looking forward to Marvel vs. Capcom, so I can get my Spidey Wolverine Captain America combo going again.
Man.
Or Cap, I always had a Cap in there. It was either Captain Commando or Captain America in there as my mix.
See, me, I always had a Kuma or Wolverine.
Well, if you wanted to be real petty, you would just do Iron Man, War Machine, and Captain Commando. Because they both come out with the big cannons and then you hit them with Captain Sword at the same time. It's just annihilation because it rakes the whole screen. You can't avoid it. That would literally knock you down into the big cannons from Iron Man and War Machine. So when people would piss me off at the arcade, I definitely say, "Oh yeah, I got something for you. Don't worry about it."
See, I had this thing I called Team Annoy on there that was hilarious.
Horrible.
M. Bison, Thanos, and I really didn't care who I picked after that because the other two was really just. It was called Team Annoy for a reason.
Petty. You a petty human.
Dude, like just teleport away with Bison and then hit with that bubbles.
Man, look, like I said, hopefully they do it right. And they
Right.
But
yeah.
Yeah.
So we got that.
Yeah. So also in our slightly gaming news.
Slightly.
It's gaming, but this is another one. It's like I don't know how many people remember this game because it's been so long since they released one. Weekly Roundup, live action Twisted Metal series.
Oh yeah.
Possible star Anthony Mackie, and it's gone from possible now to Anthony Mackie is going to be the main character.
Okay. I still got questions about this though.
Right. For people who don't know, have never heard of it, Twisted Metal was I guess the best way to describe it is a vehicle combat game.
Yeah. It's it's crazy. I can't even really see back then there was other games like it that came out. There's really nothing to kind of compare it with now.
Nah.
I guess Rocket League without the ball.
Look,
replace it with guns.
Yeah, pretty much because that would be the best way, the best thing to compare it to. But you can't even call it a racing game. It's like a gladiatorial arena where you're fighting in a car. So imagine,
you know what? It's
a monster truck rally with guns on your vehicle.
Yeah.
Or demolition. It's a demolition derby, but with guns.
Like Power Stone in cars.
Right.
This is Look, it started on PS1, went up to like PS3.
Right. The original game came out in 95.
Right.
That's how long
It's
ago it was. The original PlayStation.
I would say this is worth checking out though, because Twisted Metal
Especially
2 and Twisted Metal Black was my joints.
Black was the best one to me. And, just to give people a little glimpse, if you're watching, one of the poster character for sure was Sweet Tooth,
Right.
which is this
See this
insane
clown
looking
with the head
demonic
on fire?
clown with a flaming head.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if Mackey's playing that character because the synopsis they give as a possible storyline is it's about a motor mouth outsider, John Doe, which is going to be Mackey's character, who is offered a chance at a better life, but only if he can successfully drive a mysterious package across a post-apocalyptic wasteland. It says also being helped by a trigger-happy car thief. He'll face savage marauders driving vehicles of destruction. So it kind
See,
of
I don't think that's gonna
sounds.
be Sweet Tooth. I'm thinking more Spectre or something.
I don't know. They're saying, well, yeah, he's probably gonna be Spectre, but it looks like the main villain is gonna be Sweet Tooth. They're saying this is including a deranged clown.
Oh yeah, I knew the villain had to be. I was saying
Who,
Mackie wasn't gonna be no Sweet Tooth.
yeah, who drives a too familiar ice cream truck.
It was like they would
So
have to put Sweet Tooth in the game. I mean,
it's
in the
actually
movie, in
sounding
the
kind
show,
of Mad Max-ish
which is about the best route they could take it.
in the world is here. So I guess yeah, that'll make sense. It'd be interesting to see. I mean, I'll watch it. I'll tap in and watch
I
it.
just feel like they should do something like release a game or something before they drop, because it's like,
To put it back in people's minds that
yeah,
never heard of this.
right.
So we'll let's
I
see.
mean, it could be decent though. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like I said, I'm gonna give it a shot.
I just feel like they should do some promo behind it,
I mean,
like bring out the game remastered or something.
I love the game, so I'll watch the show.
Right.
Honestly, I think it tracks better because originally when we heard about this, we thought it was going to be a movie. So it actually, to me, would be better as a show.
Yeah.
Because you have time to develop the story. It doesn't have to be so compact into a shorter amount of time. So
yeah, we can definitely wait on this one.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was all for the news that we feel like covering this time.
Yeah.
We'll give y'all a little game and game related news. But that definitely it sounds like an interesting world that they want to put it in for sure. And that Mad Max post-apocalyptic would definitely fit in with that type of combat they would have in that, because it'd be kind of crazy to be driving a car with a whole bunch of missile launchers and rocket launchers and machine guns on it through a regularly populated urban environment.
Right.
A lot of collateral damage, my boy. So we like to avoid that if possible. So post-apocalyptic world, you tear up everything.
Right.
Nobody care. It's already tore up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to checking that out.
I could definitely check it out.
But we'll see. It's still in the early stages right now, so more than likely we're looking at a 2022, maybe early 2023 release for that.
All right.
But that does give us a good little segue into our topic for this episode. Favorite storyline in gaming. Twisted Metal had a whole lot of interesting backstories for the characters and how they ended up in this fight
place,
basically.
Right.
So, when we talk about storylines, like we have a lot of examples, especially long arcing storylines, like Super Mario Brothers has been a long arcing story of rinse and repeat. But also, I mean, it's been out since the original Nintendo came out.
Right.
We still get Mario games to this day.
So something working.
So yeah, the formula works.
Right.
So Comedic. What's one of your favorite
Oh man.
stories in gaming?
Well, I think I mentioned this game before talking about favorite heroes, but Xenogears actually from the PS1. Yeah. What's
Th- That was a good game.
yeah.
And I'm kind of mad that we didn't get a direct sequel to it.
It's like most of that team left and went to Namco.
Yeah.
They tried to like give little hints and stuff with the Xenosaga franchise, but they couldn't make it directly a sequel to the original games and stuff. And then they left and went somewhere else, and you got them Xenoblade Chronicles, I think it was. Something.
Oh yeah.
Like they keep trying to throw hints and stuff, but they can't ever make an actual sequel.
Yeah, that's what
But
happens when you don't fully own the source material.
right,
So just for the
right.
listen for people who don't know this game, give them a little rundown of what this story is like.
Okay, so it's a story involving mechs, but it's done in a way with a religious backdrop that's kind of dope. It- like basically the ship, I think they call it the ship on the Minerva or something. It's like a whole bunch of stuff dealing with the Torah, the Bible, and the Quran in this game and everything. But original people crashed and everything. They came from another planet. They brought the mechs and stuff, and the mechs are like old tech. Like no one really has them anymore in large abundance and stuff. Your character is one of these original people but they're brought back through the years through like mentally they're the same character. They get brought back through like rebirth and stuff.
Gotcha.
One of your biggest enemies is one of the previous versions of you.
Hmm. Which is interesting. Fight yourself.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
This is literally you are your own worst enemy.
Right. It's like a bunch of stuff like that when you think about it's like some real nice little topics to throw in on a game. It's a mech game. They didn't even really have to go deep like that. It's just kill the other robots.
Now I know one of the ship types was Yggdrasil, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
one.
named after the Norse
The tree of
the tree of life from the Norse mythology.
yeah. It's it was the character Bart. His family's one of their treasures, pretty much throughout their family line. They got that ship and they got one of the older mechs that Bart actually gets to pilot later on and stuff. But it's a real dope SquareSoft RPG. It's one of them. Y'all know the work they do.
Spectacular work at that.
Right.
Uh,
It's
yeah,
of it.
I really was hoping we would get like I said, a direct follow up to that game because I enjoyed it. A lot
You
of
could
people didn't
tell.
know that.
You could
That was
actually
another one
tell that
where
they wanted to give more. At the end of that Xenogears, and they ended it almost like Star Wars. It was number 5 or something. So they wanted to give you the earlier stuff. It was like they said at the very end credits on the game or something. It's like Xenogears story 5 of 6 or something like that. So they wanted to give you before, and they wanted to give you something late, like after. They wanted to give that sequel.
yeah, we just never got it.
Right. But yeah, it's a real dope story. Like the characters are like real interesting to learn about and stuff along the way. They take the time to not just actually give you some characters, but actually develop the characters along the way. They weren't the same as when you first start the game.
And just the mechs they were called gears, right?
Yeah,
If I remember
yeah.
right.
And it was like like some people had like some of like the standard military and stuff. They had gears, but they didn't have the stuff like your characters and your enemies encounter. came across. It was like y'all saw the difference. It was like GMs and Gundams.
Got you. Like this is what you was trying to make.
Right. And so he was like, hell, your character's gear got like 3-4 different transformations. Funny enough, you're like that. It will one of your because you fight a couple versions of yourself. Actually, you meet a couple versions of yourself.
Which is still hilarious.
One of the versions actually teaches you these things. One version of you is your Morpheus.
Let me show you how this works. Me?
Right.
Let me show me how this works, basically.
So if this shit don't just give you a mind, you'll be like, but you're me though. So I'm teaching me. So did I already know this? Yeah, then why don't I know it? Like,
shut up and learn. I'm trying to. Just want some clarity, please. Help me, sir. Help me.
But yeah, it's a real interesting thing because you learn a lot of the stuff you thought learning out the game in the beginning was wrong. It's one of them games you pretty much learn everything I thought I knew I've been lied to about.
It's just so people can get a look at what one of these gears looks like.
Yeah, that's actually the ultimate your character's final version of his gear.
Yeah, that was my favorite one.
Yeah.
It just looks like you can't win. Like you
I mean,
oh look what showed up. You can't win now.
To be fair, when something like that can hit you with it punches you with cosmic power, like the universe forms around it, and then it proceeds to beat you with it.
Yeah.
You lost.
Just no. That's one of those I'd rather not. Like you gonna fight him? I'd rather not. You fight.
Like you see him show up, you kind of get that SpongeBob. Just all right, I'm gonna head out.
I'm gonna hit that Homer Simpson fade to the bushes.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna go on, lean back.
And it's he's not the only one that gets one. Like your team. Yeah.
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 That definitely is a I just wanted to show people that one. But you know the other one, Whale Tail was the one I liked too.
That's actually the final transformation of that.
Just because Whale Tail to me was the one that looked the most like a Gundam.
Yeah. Probably I say Sidon's one too. I just forgot his characters. It started with an F. Fenrir. He had like a the wolf thing. It was spelled like that.
Okay. It's named after the Norse Wolf.
Yeah.
Check that out. Yeah, it definitely was a whole lot of godlike mythology.
Right. I mean, they got the save points were called I forgot what from like old Jewish Kabbalic just the save points had a religious name to them. It was crazy. Like everything had an undertone to it, and it was like you start just kind of over the course you start picking up and seeing what they're doing, and it was just dope along the way.
Yeah, definitely. Now that I wouldn't mind if they remastered it. It's just if they did that with the current graphics.
Yeah. Once again, don't even touch the combat system and stuff. Just leave the game as it was.
Just upscale the graphics, right?
Right.
Yeah, that go my favorite one right there. Well,
yeah. There's your enemy actually will. Okay, one of your enemies is actually in your brain too. You are actually at war with your enemy all the time in your mind.
You are your own worst enemy.
It's literally your id. If y'all understand anything about psychology, that's a hilarious joke. On its own, you are at war with your id. Now, he has when he takes control of Will Tall, it becomes all red and stuff.
Oh wait, is that the That was Alpha, was it?
No, Alpha one had like the cape on it.
I'm trying to say it's been so long since I played that. Oh no, I think it actually was called Well Tall Ed.
Yeah, Alpha Will Tall. Well, yeah, that was Alpha Will Tall actually. That was the wise man's uh Will Tall. The you that teaches you stuff.
That sounds insane. The you, the teacher, you.
Right. It's crazy. It was 2 disc, and they just like they told the story pretty well. I don't. It's one of them cult classic games.
Yeah, definitely. Because honestly, other than you, out of my friends, like nobody else had played it, and it wasn't like it was not like a commercially marketed game because you saw the marketing for it everywhere.
Right. It
Matter
was
of
just
fact, they even
people that played it.
with Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, they gave you a some copies of Seven came with the demo.
Yeah, that's how I first learned about it.
I think that was, you know what? Yeah, because man, that demo was hilarious because the demo just didn't care. It was man, they just broke the fourth wall completely on there and stuff. It was like because you started off in like that first town or whatever, but you had your squad with you. And they was like, "What are you doing?" Like, man, you can't, you just can't have a demo without your friends.
Right.
But I think it. Well, it was on the PS3 marketplace. I don't know if it's on the PS4, even though they got the games for PS1 on there. I don't know if it's on there or not, but it was on the PS3's store. I rebought it,
That would
went
definitely be
through it again.
worth a replay for sure.
But I'm gonna check for the PS4 see if it's on there again or not. But I had to run through it one more time when I grabbed it on the 3 again. Just
I feel you. But man, yeah, that's definitely a good one right there.
uh, what about you?
Hmm. Well, we know I have a couple of favorite worlds that I like to trip into when it comes to video games, but honestly, Devil May Cry 4.
Yeah,
Devil May Cry in general,
I mean, man,
but 4 because it was the intro of Nero. And I liked how they brought him into the story with him basically learning that everything that he believed was a lie.
right?
Like
As
as far as he knew, Dante was this vicious demon that had been murdering humans out here because of the society he grew up in.
right,
Then he actually met him and fought him, and it turned out like, oh yeah. But spoiler alert for people who haven't played 5. Turns out they're related.
right. Like that's his nephew,
That's Uncle Dante.
right? I'm gonna be honest, I saw that coming.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was the sprinkles and nods to it all throughout 4,
Right,
and just off of his attitude and the way he fought, it's like he has to be related to Dante.
right,
So and only other thing could have been, I was like, man, this Virgil's kid. Virgil's kid.
right. Lo and behold, 5 drop, and what was we saying?
Yeah, but like the whole Devil May Cry in general, with it being the the consequences of the legacy left behind by their father Sparta and his basic rebellion against the demon world because he fell in love with a human. So he decided to protect her world. And him even leaving his weapons behind and his sons having the same abilities and powers as him is almost like he left protectors. Just turned out
Yeah,
one of them decided he didn't want to protect. And
you know
he
what's
flip flop back
crazy?
and forth between whether he wants to rule or not. Also,
Like, you know what's kind of crazy I like about that whole series?
What's up?
Dante's story wrapped up in like one.
G. They told here's his backstory. This is you finding out who you really were. Oh, this is what happened. Oh, this is who my father really was. Oh, look, that's the demon that caused all of this. Kill him.
Like the rest of these games have been about putting on his people.
Yeah,
Like
and
2 was about helping Lucia
which
with
so
you
many
know.
people hated that game, and I still don't understand why. I loved it.
Look,
Then when you came to 3, it was a prequel to
well, that
give
was a
you like
prequel,
more of his
right?
backstory, and it actually told the conflict and the connection to him and his brother, because you only meet him as Neo Angelo in
Right.
the original game. So that storyline right there, it unfolded so nicely.
It's like you
And
saw why he, like there wasn't necessarily, even when you saw him at the end when he found out that was Virgil as Neo Angelo and stuff, you saw it was a hate.
right, and them even with the side story of Lady and her father
Right.
and him trying to become more like a demon, it still gave you that element too, to show how
Yep.
this could go wrong, which I don't understand why people don't understand how wanting to become a demon could go wrong.
It sounds like such a great idea, don't it?
Sounds like a great idea. Yeah, I want to be one of those. Like, why? It's not going to end well. It's just not going to end well. Nothing,
At
nothing
all.
in history, video games, movies, comic books, anime, manga has ever ended well with trying to become a demon.
But
There's no good end game to that.
you had to already be half or something
Right,
to get any.
it, yes.
Right, just
Hybrid,
become it.
yes.
Becoming it, nope.
No. I mean, once again, spoiler alert. If you haven't played 5, uh, Virgil ripping his humanity out turned him into more of a demon, and that didn't work out well. He went back to being a hybrid, which is
Yep.
crazy because he's stronger as half demon than he
Yep.
ever was as a demon anyway.
So
Yeah,
but
Devil May
yeah, like
Cry
4 and
series in
5 has
general,
been about Nero's
his
part and all of
story,
this and stuff.
him near there was the beginning of him tapping into his full power, learning his connection to the power.
Right.
5 completes it by telling him who he really like fully is, and
Right.
him
You
getting
know
an
what I'm saying?
understanding. Oh, that makes sense.
So this puts Dante more as a connector. It's less of the main story for these games. And he's like, he technically hasn't been the main character since like 1.
Actually, no, yeah, because in 3 it's him and Virgil. He's the main character. If you play special
Well,
edition, you play
Virgil
as
take
Virgil.
place before. Like I'm talking about like timeline wise.
Oh yeah, true. So yeah, for me, 4 was it's a great introduction to a new character, who's a spectacular new character,
Yep.
voiced by Johnny Young Bosch. Who,
There's so much Power Rangers about that game. Like Dante, like Nero was Southworth.
yep.
No. Who was Southworth on that?
No, Southworth is
Virgil.
Virgil.
Virgil. Yeah.
Nero
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
Johnny Young Bosch.
Young Bosch.
Southworth is Virgil. Who
Dante was
for people who don't know who we talk about with Southworth, if you
Dan
watched,
Southworth. He was one of the, what was he, Quantum Ranger?
yeah, he's a Quantum Ranger from the Time Power Rangers
Yeah.
series, Time Force.
I mean,
And
y'all know how I am. I'm into like all the martial arts and stuff. So
yeah,
these
Johnny Young
games are like
Bosch.
flooded with like ZG stunt crew.
JYB was Nero.
Yeah.
So that was they whole crew was in
Right.
Yeah.
It's like a gang, like a bunch of the other Power Ranger people and stuff, like stunt actors and whatnot. They were in the suits for the monsters. It's a whole thing going on there.
Yeah, and for
Like
people
from top to bottom, I love these games. It's crazy, like inside and out.
mm-hmm. And for people who don't know, Johnny Young Bosch was Adam from the original Power Rangers
Power
series,
Rangers.
who took
Y'all
over
might,
with Zach left.
younger
Mighty
crowd
Morph.
might know him as Ichigo in the English versions of Bleach.
Yeah, and you also might know him as Sarosia the Sand from Naruto.
Right.
He's also what's the more recent one? Yeah, Bleach, yeah, Naruto.
Let's even
Vash and Stampede.
And he's also the current Burley.
Actually, yes, he is the current voice of Broly in the English English stuff.
And Super.
Shinryujin over on the side providing
Extra information.
helpful information. Yeah,
he's our fact checker for the day.
Well, one thing is Johnny Young Bosch. He likes a lot of the characters he's voiced and stuff.
So yeah, that's definitely definitely, like I said, I'm a lover of the Devil May Cry series. Before was one of my favorite storylines off of how they rolled out Nero being a new character and tying him into the large overspanning story.
No, it's funny when he stabbed Dante. I was like, oh, he related.
Right.
Like, I don't know. It's just funny. He's like Dante's relative stabbed him with that sword,
and he always gets stronger after he gets stabbed.
Got ran through before. That's how the
Like,
I was getting unlocked.
He got to be the only person. They have to be the only family in history to get run through to get stronger.
Right.
The other people get stabbed in the heart, they die.
Like he got put on that huge statue. I'm just, oh, they're related.
Yeah, you get stabbed through the chest as a Zenkai boost for them.
Right. Look, if y'all don't know what's happening, there's HD versions of these games. You can run them and see what we mean. To see when Dante gets stronger every time he get ran through in the chest.
Every time,
without fail.
I still like to see 1 and 2 remade.
I would love to see the older ones brought up to the gameplay of
like at least 1
of today.
2. I feel like you don't need to touch 3 set the standard.
Right. Yeah, it had all the the changes and
I feel like
stuff.
1 and 2.
But yeah, I would love to see 1 and 2 brought up to today's gameplay.
Which reminds me, I still need to get 5 special edition.
Aha! Oh yeah, I got that.
I got it when it first came out. I wasn't gonna wait. You know me. But
I knew the special edition was coming.
Yeah, but I also have been known for buying the regular one and the special edition also, because I definitely did that with 3.
I did that with 3.
And then they dropped special edition. Oh, you can play this version? Yes.
Yep, got it. I was on the same joint right there. It was like, man, it was like I bought the first one. I bought the whole thing. That's the only strategy guide I actually ever got, and I only got it because if you got the bundle,
it came with it. Yeah.
It came, yep. But it came with that in like an art book.
Yeah,
so enjoy.
Because we don't need strategy guides. We are strategy guides.
Right. And it was just like, man, I got that. Then they just special edition of you mother. I'm gonna get it, Virgil. That's it was just like you can play as Virgil.
I can play as me.
Yeah. I got it. Yeah, I'm getting it. That was it.
Yeah, that's definitely Devil May Cry.
Now I need to hear Virgil's things.
Like that's one of our, like both of us right here. We play Devil May. Mm-hmm. Like we play Devil May Cry, not DMC.
Not. Emphasis on not DMC.
I took that bullet and played with dude that looked like he from Twilight, but it was too much messing up the. They changed the core about everybody and stuff. It was, yeah.
I will never play it. I refuse. Someone could come to me right now and say, "Play this game. I'm gonna shoot you in the head." I was like, "Man, look, don't load up. Pull the trigger. Pull it."
It's not happening around here. I'm just saying. The original Devil May Cry that's spelled out on the boxes.
Yeah,
those is what we talked about.
If it has DMC on it, we don't want it. It has to say Devil May Cry, and then whatever number it is in the series.
Right. Them the ones we respect around here. What we saying.
We don't respect DMC.
Right.
Ain't no respected for DMC. But man, what's another good story in the game, man?
Oh man, for me, them Resident Evils, but like the 1 through 6 era. I can't speak on the other ones because I haven't really dove into like 7 and 8, the new one.
Yeah, Resident Evil is definitely a good one. I haven't played one since 5. 5
It
was the one when
was,
Chris Redfield came back, right?
yeah.
Yeah. 5 was the last one I played.
But it is, I say this because a lot of people don't like those. But honestly, what was the outcome supposed to be? They had to get away from horror if you go keep the same characters.
Wait, who didn't like what?
There's a lot of people that don't like when they become more action oriented, like 4 and
Like
them and
4 and
stuff.
5?
Yeah,
2 of the best ones in the whole series?
look,
Let me sorry. Maybe I'm biased. I've been pegged as the biased guy in this crew, apparently.
you're not alone in this. 4 and 5 is my favorite as well.
Man, 4 has still one of the best knife fights I've seen
In gaming, just
in gaming and cinema.
almost, yeah, I would say, man, look, you got to go over to Hong Kong Cinema to get some knife fights that match.
Man, look, Raid Redemption. The Raid Redemption. Spectacular fight in the kitchen.
How long did that take before, like, there was some time in between 4
Years.
and Raid, like, to even get close to comparing knife fights, like,
Man, him and Krauser went at it.
right.
And actually, that was the first time I actually liked Leon as a character for real. 4. I didn't care about the character at all until the end.
It was one of these things, like, he's my favorite character out the series, too.
He became my favorite, but I was a Chris Redfield guy for sure. Until 4, I was like, okay, Leon, I see you out here.
But yeah, it's just I like the world that it was created in because it makes sense. Like everybody, like you meet Chris in 1, right? He dealing with it at the mansion.
Yeah, that original Umbrella Strike Force.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
People who don't know, Umbrella Corporation is an evil corporation. There's no other way to describe it. They created the T virus, which is the main issue that causes everything that starts off in the Resident Evil world.
Right.
It
And now we
basically
have zombies
heals
now.
and reanimates people into zombies, and sometimes mutates them into other monstrous creatures.
Right. But Chris got to deal with that in the first game. Most of his team wiped out. I think Jill was the only other one that was alive.
Yeah, Jill Valentine.
I think she was the only survivor from his team.
And it's crazy because that's a world where you definitely like imagine being a special forces soldier. So you know you're supposed to be one of the elites. But they drop you into a situation that you have no intel on, and then you have to figure out how to deal with these corpses that are coming back to life and actively trying to eat you.
They're not even just people. You got birds and dogs and stuff too.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. Like in a lot of stuff, it doesn't jump species like that, but it's like anybody can get this T virus.
Right. So it's like next time you see him, he has a full military force dedicated to putting an end to this bull the world over.
Mm-hmm.
This is what's supposed to happen. Someone they can't.
He has now dedicated his life to eradicating this issue.
This militarily trained person that's trained for these severe situations and stuff cannot still be scared shitless every single time you see them. The characters have to evolve.
Right. It was like now it has to become now this is just a thing I do now.
Right. This is why I like the Resident Evil games. It was like Jill woke up. Like after the events of 1, she was still knocked out through 2. 2 was like the next day. You dealt with that. 3 took place like the day after that or something. And like the next time you see her, she's freaking Nina from Tekken.
Yep.
And stuff. Chris, he was like that cop, and that was actually his first day on the job and stuff. Leon, I said Chris. But Leon,
he was a rookie. He was a rookie cop that just
that was his
Raccoon
first,
City.
Right.
Just made it to town.
Next time you see him after dealing with this stuff, he has special clearance with the president to put an end to this BS. It's like this is what these characters were supposed to do. Go and try to get more funding and like backing to put a stop to this.
How many
they
people
shouldn't still be scared
of dealing with this or encountering it at all?
Right.
I mean, imagine. I mean, how many people got a direct line to the president? Pick up the phone. Hey, Prez, what's going on? I don't. No, none.
I ain't got that. I ain't had that, and I lived right near one.
Man,
I couldn't just pick up the phone to that. You know what I'm saying?
House up the street. You can't even walk past it way.
But it was just a dope example of character progression that I feel like a lot of people slept on just because it was no longer a survival horror franchise.
Yeah, to me, it kind of evolved
as it should have
happened into a survival action.
Yeah, and it was like this is why I like the newer Resident Evils, even though I haven't really touched them. If you wanted to go back to survival horror, you had to get away from Chris, Leon, and them. It had to be a new cast that hasn't dealt with it before.
Right. This isn't anything new. Like I said, this is a Tuesday to them.
You see what I'm saying?
Doing this again? All right, cool. Let me go get my pack.
So that was like I love that arc of storytelling as it like the games progressed, as the characters progressed. It was like even the game itself had to change.
Yeah, to me, that definitely one of my favorite shit. I'm gonna try to tap in with this new one.
See, one thing I need time.
It's just 5. I just haven't played another one since 5. 5, and to me, 4 and 5 were the best ones.
Like, there was my ones. It's 6 made me mad because Leon is my favorite character, and they kept trying to take you back to Resident Evil 2. And it's like Leon's the only person that loses health when like zombies jump on you and all of this and stuff. They forcefully remove your ammo at the cutscenes and stuff with Leon to make you have to be like, what do I do type of stuff. And it's like, what do you mean? What do you do? It was like this man just had the movie that came out right before this drop. He giving zombies all sorts of Donnie Yen style hands.
You're right.
He's got this. What are you trying to make people scared for?
You're trying to downgrade this man.
Right.
I like playing as Jake.
It's Albert Wesker got a son on 6. Jake Mueller is his name. Yeah. He's on y'all team though.
Don't trust it.
I like playing.
No. You got the power of Wesker and stuff.
To be fair, he doesn't have his powers.
But not fully. But I'm saying he got strength and all of this and stuff.
I don't trust it.
But yeah,
when I played as him, I put the guns up and dealt hands.
Well, see, he never really met Wesker and stuff like that.
I don't care. He got Wesker blood in his body. That means he's a predator. I don't trust him.
I gotta say, they did a good ass job of making him look like Wesker. Oh, they're like all up.
Like it's enough. Region. Like, man, in them eyes, you see Wesker.
Don't trust him.
But
never will.
Well, they dropped the story, so I don't think they going back to them or whatever. So it's probably the end of that.
A damn shame, in my opinion.
Because that was a fun playthrough right there. Like you could run through those like a beat 'em up.
Yeah.
It was like with his character.
Mm-hmm. Like I put the gun down a lot of times and started dealing with hands out.
But so yeah, that's my pick. It's just a real dope example of character progression for like all the characters. Even like Claire started working for like the UN and stuff. Like you see these people grow.
Yeah, I definitely like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Resident Evil, man. I'm gonna try to tap back in once I got some time in the game.
That's what I'm saying. Time. I ain't got time for them new Resident Evils.
I ain't got time to work and sleep.
Man, for real.
But yeah, that definitely was a definitely good run through for you. But man, if I had to think of another series The story I love, and I can only exclude like one story from this series I didn't like. Assassin's Creed.
Ah,
That's another game and series that I definitely have loved since the beginning. Start with Altair on to in three and Connor, the one that a lot of people hated on this story. I feel like it was just people being racist, in my opinion. But I love that game. I love the combat system in that game, the different weapon types, and just the way you could traverse through the world because you had it wasn't just cities in there. You had open plains, you in the woods, so you had to go through the trees and stuff like that. But just a connective story that arcs through because as Desmond, you're going into the animus and reliving these other people's lives. So you
right.
have a connector already with that character going into the animus and going back in history, basically.
See, I didn't really
So,
play too many of them. I played 1, 2, and Black Flag.
and see, here's my issue: Black Flag is the one I don't like, and it's honestly because of the gameplay. Because the gameplay is mostly on the boat. And the boat is the one thing I didn't necessarily care to do from three. So now you're forcing me to only do the thing that I didn't care to do.
Gotcha.
So that's the only reason why I didn't like it. It wasn't like the character wasn't good. It's just like I don't want to be on this boat all the time. I understand. I was like,
And
man,
yeah,
as
you
soon as I
were.
found out the main character was a pirate, I'm like, oh man, they gonna make me be on the boat.
And you were.
Jesus.
Yep.
I won't be on this boat.
Yeah,
So
I haven't really.
that's why I like that one.
I stayed watching the like the YouTube play me videos so you could see the stories and stuff.
Mhm.
So I like the stories for Assassin's Creed. It was just time.
Yeah, I mean that you had to have some time. Like the first one came out, and oddly enough, I have this mo of beating video games very quickly. I ran through the main story of that first one, like when I cracked it open. Like people get mad sometimes when they buy me games. Like, am I watching you beat this game? Yeah, yeah. You about to watch me kill the last boss. So sit back and enjoy because it's gonna be good. Because I'm about to do some real short and real messed up to it. And this Assassin's Creed was such a good game because you could just the gameplay, the way you move through the story, the way you were able to move through the environments because you had the advanced parkour element where pretty much if you thought you could go in that direction, you probably could. um, this the beauty of the game, the story of the confrontation between the Creed and the Templars, and when you find out that the Templars originally created the Creed, that it was all connected, it just branched off because of ideologies. The tie-ins were kind of like Xenogears, where you have all the different religions tying into it, different mythologies with the golden apple and the Garden of Eden, and the whole interstellar connection to it, with it being aliens possibly involved.
Right. Like I'm saying, it's a real dope. It's a real dope story that arcs through.
And like now, I need to tap in with Valhalla because now with them having that, they're gonna tie in Norse mythology into it for sure. So Assassin's Creed is definitely one of my favorite gaming series. I can put it right up there with Devil May Cry for me with the favorites. And some people, a lot of people, they fell off of it for a minute. Like I said, Black Flag was the only one I couldn't rock with. I've even played some of the side story games.
It was like there was only ones I had like time to delve into around their releases. It was like 1, 2, and Black Flag. That was anything else I haven't had. I had the
Yeah,
time.
Black Flag just wasn't it for me. I know a lot of people liked it. It just for me it wasn't it.
I didn't really like the boat that much too. I'm sort of your same. Well,
I'm
ironically,
telling you,
boat.
man. Like, just can I go on the? I want to jump off a rooftop and plunge my hidden blade into somebody's neck and then disappear into the crowd. I
Like
don't
what?
want to
So
be on this boat firing
right.
cannons and having to repair the boat.
He ran standalone DLC, the Black Flag, up for PS Plus a while back.
But
I like running around killing slave masters as a black man. So
yeah, it was it's certainly a nice story, at least even if y'all don't feel like playing them all or whatever, to go watch. And that's how I always keep it current with the stories. I rock with this.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites. That's my pick.
Let me say this: I didn't like all the horse riding in the first one. You was on that horse for a long time. Sometimes
Yeah, but
it's like they fixed it in the second one.
they fixed it most of them because they didn't spread it out as far. That was the first
Right.
pick, but the towns were so far apart that you did end up just riding that horse for a long time to get somewhere.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they fixed it pretty much almost immediately, so I feel it was like a learning thing. It was their first game out.
I mean, interesting story, interesting
Right.
characters, callbacks to Altair throughout all of them, who was the character from the first one. The combat system was great. So can't go wrong with Assassin's Creed to me. Fight me in the comments if you don't feel that way. I'm biased.
But yeah, he's been some. I think it's a dope pick.
Appreciate you, brother. See, we biased it.
It was like I was saying. It was like I didn't get to play all of them. I was still watching the stories though.
I mean, honestly, you can watch those cinematics like a movie.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But yeah, that was definitely. And sometimes, every now and then, Assassin's Creed can edge DC. I'm sorry, not Devil May Cry out as my favorite storyline. I'm back and forth between the two being the favorites.
I mean, fair enough. Because for me, it wasn't even. I feel like Devil May didn't even have to try as hard as they did with the story. It's like the action, the gameplay is what I come there for.
Yeah, but the fact they gave us an in-depth story,
right?
I appreciate that.
Right.
But yeah, man, definitely let us know in the comments what's your favorite story in game.
Right.
And also let us know how you feel about this Twisted Metal series, because for people who remember the game, it was a very fun game to play. So I'm interested to see where they're gonna go with this TV series.
Right.
And then Anthony Mackie being the main character is homeboy is popping up everywhere, getting that Disney money already. So go ahead, Playboy, get that bread. When did he ever play the game? I need somebody to ask him that. Have you played Twisted Metal? Do you know the source content?
Right. But definitely let us know y'all choices. Let us know how y'all feel about Anthony Mackie being in Twisted Metal.
Yeah, true. Because I found out recently that some people don't like Anthony Mackie. So come on, man, give new Captain America a shot.
Right.
He might be all right.
I'm like, y'all sleeping. He's actually playing a decent role.
Yeah, go let Striking Vipers be okay over there. People who don't know, go tap into Black Mirror and look at the Striking Vipers episode.
Man.
Anthony Mackie.
I'm like, look, he already took the loss. He already took the loss to Eminem. He lost that rap battle and joined the military, became somebody. Let Anthony Mackie.
Gee, he lost that battle to Eminem and changed his life. Now he Captain America. Ain't that
right?
Let you know you can pull yourself up from losses and become something.
He is a walking success story.
Hey, what if that was really Think about him as a real character. What if he was the actor? That was really his life. Like, man, look, I was an underground rapper. I lost in battle, joined the military because I need to make something out of myself. Now I'm a superhero.
That is only one of two extremes. That you are either living proof you could turn your life around, or the other side of that is how bad was your rhymes. Like there's no middle ground.
Yeah, you got bodied and quit. I'm gonna join the army. I'm be in the Air Force. I'm gonna go jump out of planes. I don't do this no more. Paramilitary? Yeah, I'll do that.
Like
I'd rather jump out of a plane and let that happen to me again.
Only options you got, one or the other.
That's hilarious. It's like the thought of I would rather jump out of a plane than step on stage again in front of a crowd.
That is the epitome of fuck this shit.
But that's gonna be it for this episode. Make sure y'all tap in. Let us know how you feel. Let us know how you feel about Anthony Mackie's choice to stop rapping and become a superhero. I am Cadence007.
I'm Comedic7.
Peace, y'all. Remember, get some gaming in. Respect it.
Right. Put some respect on our game.